We're going to check in with Pony 7's Jacob Bradford now, who is live outside with Paul Braun from TxDOT.
Just Jacob. Okay, just Jacob.
Just Jacob.
Thank you, Jacob.
Hey guys, good morning. As you can see behind me, the cars that just drove by are going a whole lot slower today because, as you know, yesterday was like snowpocalypse out here, and those cars have to go a lot slower because that ice has been building up. So let's take a look at the snow that, kind of melted yesterday, but not really. But take a look at this. That's how deep it is out here, guys. And my dress shoes are not made for snow. My feet are frozen. But let's go take a look at the street, because that's what everybody wants to know this morning is how are the streets doing, how are the roads doing. I drove I-27 today. I'm having problems walking. But I drove I-27 today, and it was awful. I couldn't really drive on it. It was bumpy. Because of that ice, I had to put it in four-wheel drive, and then I drove off the road. We don't have to talk about that. But let's take a look, because I'm sure you guys might be a little bit more accumulated to snow more than me. But this is what you're dealing with this morning. Hard ice. This is on road, and this is black ice, so be sure to watch out for it. As you can hear under my weight, the weight of it's just crackling. Listen to it. That's what you're dealing with. It's hard to see, it's slippery, and it's dangerous. So if you do have to drive today, be sure to slow down. Be sure to keep at least 2 car lengths between you and the next car. So be sure to slow down and be sure to be safe if you do need to drive today. Guys, back to you in the studio.
He's been in the ditch coming and going to Canaan yesterday and today.
He's had a hard time, but we will check in with him. And Paul Braun from TxDOT will join us to give you some tips in case you do have to get out there today.
Hey guys, good morning. Coming up a little bit later on in Daybreak, we'll be talking to Paul Braun, who's with TxDOT, about those road conditions and some advice while driving. So be sure to keep watching Daybreak only on Pro News 7.
A friend of Pro News 7, Paul Braun, is joining Jacob Bradford this morning to help all of us out.
He knows all about the long hours you might put in when the weather gets bad, being with TxDOT. Jacob?
Hey guys, good morning. We're out here with TxDOT Representative Paul Braun, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the situation right now. So how are the roads looking right now?
Well, thankfully the wind has died down, so that's really helping, but these cold temperatures are just really fighting us right now. We've spent most of the night trying to plow at least as much as we can and getting a lot of the vehicles off the roadway so that later on today when the sun comes up we can really hit this hard. But we do expect I-27, I-40, US 87, basically most of the roadways in the Panhandle to remain closed or impassable for a good part of the day. We're just asking people to please give our plows some room to work and let us do our jobs today. Let the sun work its way in and help us to get these roadways nice and clear.
Right, and what are you guys doing about those cars that were left abandoned? When I was coming in from I-27, there was just a bunch and a lot of tractor trailers as well.
At this point, we have to just get them off the roadway so that we can plow and that the traffic can get through. After that, of course, wrecker companies will come in and they'll remove them. But at this point, if they're in the lanes, we have to get them off the lanes before we can really do anything. Another big thing that we're going to be working on is underneath overpasses, like on I-27 and I-40. With the wind that we had yesterday, it really caused a lot of pileup of snow, and it's turned into ice, and we have to get motor graders underneath there and really break that up today. So it's going to be a long process today.
And you also brought in backup from El Paso and somewhere else, but you guys are having to train them today.
Well, it's a good training opportunity. So number one, we get fresh crews. Number two, we get to train them for when back in their own districts, if they get snow and ice, they can also do an effective job. But they're going to be a big help today from El Paso and from Dallas.
All right, well, thank you so much, Paul. Now, coming up a little bit later on, we'll be talking a little bit more, so be sure to keep watching Daybreak. Guys, back to you in the studio.
All right, Jacob, thank you so much. Do be careful out there if you got to get around this morning. Things are very slick. We'll continue to keep you up to date this morning.
And our own Jacob Bradford knows well about being off in a ditch and having to face some really treacherous road conditions.
That's right. Let's check in with him now. Jacob?
Hey guys, good morning. Now take a look behind me. This is downtown Amarillo. As you can see, the cars have been slowing down a lot because those snow and ice has been piling up and it's making for very slippery conditions. Now on I-27 and I'm sure on I-40, there's a bunch of cars that have just been left behind, those ones that are stranded. So if you are driving on the interstates today, be mindful of that. So if you do start slipping and sliding, be careful because there are cars that are probably covered by snow and by ice. So once again, just drive slow. Paul Braun, who was with TxDOT, told us, if you're driving, be sure to keep 6 or 7 car lengths between you and the car that's in front of you. in case you do start sliding, you don't hit somebody else. Now, the weather has been, warming up just a little bit. The wind isn't blowing, which making it a lot better. TxDOT is on the roads. The snowplows are out. They're bringing in crews from El Paso and in from Dallas to start working on the overpasses and on the roads as well. So be sure to be mindful of that as well. So be careful, slow down, and if you do need to get on the roads today, just use your gut instincts and be careful. Guys, back to you in the studio.
All right, Jacob, thank you. You can see those roads are still white with snow.
Right.
So.
The interstates aren't too bad. There's a lot of ice out there, but it's been clearing off. The secondary streets are really tough. I mean, just getting around a block or two off interstates is difficult. If you don't have to get out today, don't. You got a snow day, stay in and enjoy it.
There you go. We'll be